Hello, everyone. I warm welcome all of you. Another exciting and insightful knowledge-sharing forum, IT BizTalk. As you are aware, the financial management is the single most important function of an organization. It's more critical when it comes to small and medium-sized businesses by reviving their financial capacity and scalability. Therefore, each and every pound or dollar is so important to measure whether it's spending to achieve the best return to the organization. That's why today more companies are stepping towards to cloud-based ERP system to get more productivity on finance function for the business as well as the governance by recording and reviewing those financial data. Today we'll talk about how Microsoft Business Central Finance feature to improve gross margins and cash flow in organization. These features are not found in any other accounting systems or ERP, which often is the bottleneck for growth. Our presenter today, John Mendoza, he's Dynamics 365 Business Central Functional Consultant at Inextricable Group. Hi John, I'm sure you're ready. Over to you. So good morning team, welcome to our weekly Biz Talk.
So I'll be your speaker for today. So I'm John, BC Practice Lead for IEG. Today we will be talking about finance productivity. Financial stability is crucial for SME and large corporations alike, whether for a day-to-day business or for exceptional challenges and investments. A reliable financial management solution is essential to ensure that all key financial data is available. With Business Central, you can keep on top of your accounting processes and your financial data. The system offers you a complete solution for your financial management, with integrated functions for GL, AP and R, payment, warehousing, asset accounting, liquidity and planning, cost accounting, analysis and report, and many more. So, with that said, all components of a good FMS from better reporting, financial disability, financial control are all encapsulated in Business Central. Part of the item that I will be running today is cash flow. Cash flow in BC is composed of 8 pillars. As you can see from your screen, all these components are crucial to make a good cash flow forecast report, from knowing your liquidity, running all APs and R. What are my outstanding orders? Are there any budgets that I need to consider, etc., etc.? Business Central can seamlessly integrate all those items to provide us a comprehensive cash flow forecast. I'll be showing that to you later on the demo. One of the major challenges to improving margins that custom manufacturers face is knowing the actual cost of the product they are manufacturing. Since each item is custom built, and there isn't a previous specification to a base product, it's not easy to know what a job or a project will cost. Meaning, it is difficult to know what to charge our customer for a certain project. And if you don't know what to charge our customer, or what is the right price, our margins and profitability will be up. BC will provide transparency into your complete business process by tracking all access and aspects of production, logistics, and financials. The system acts as a central hub for end-to-end workflow and data, allowing a variety of departments to access it via report. The structure of reporting in Business Central allows us to view the report on different perspectives using budgets, actuals, financial dimensions. So, financial dimensions, which I will be talking later, or somehow are cost and profit centers. So, these are the components to slice and dice our reporting. We can use financial dimension for our X and Y axis, so that we can generate the respective report we need in order for us to know where we are in terms of margins and profitability. With that said, I'll go over now to the system and provide you the walkthrough. So, Let me just quickly unshare the screen and then reshare my Business Central. So on your screen is Business Central. Business Central is an ERP solution created by Microsoft. Role tailor for SMEs and small to medium enterprises. So, Business Central has a dashboard depending on what role I am at. Currently, I'm an accountant. So all I can see and hear are all finance-related activities. With my dashboard, it's subdivided into 3 parts. So we have here on top the navigation and action. So if I want to see quick links, I can just click the navigation and then it will redirect me to General Journal. Again, the navigation would depend on the role that I've been set up with. So on our middle part, you can see the activities or workspaces. Activities and workspaces give us a high-level overview of where we are in the company. As an accountant, I want to know what are my overdue purchase documents, so you can see I have one overdue. I can click that and then it will redirect me to all the list of outstanding AP posted in Business Central to my company. So, of course, it will also display what's my current cash standing right now. And then if there are any OCRs or invoices, which are loaded from the vendor sent to the system, it will be translated as incoming documents. Within our workspace or activities, you can see these tiles. These are called in and out bins or queues. So, what are my purchase documents due today? Invoices which are due next week, pending approvals, unprocessed payments. So this is all my to-do tasks, depending on the role that I've been provided with. So if I want to know what are the purchase documents due today, I can just click the tile and then it will redirect me to the list of all overtures that needs to be processed. In relation to that, there are also self-service portal if I want to include my time sheets. Let's say I'm an accountant and then my time sheets will be charged to a project. In relation to cost accounting and GP analysis, if I want to charge my time, I can do that using the self-service portal. The last or the bottom part of my dashboard is called Insights. You can see here. Basically Power BI reports for business performance. Let's say cash cycle, cash flow, income and expense. These are already available reports in the system. I'll be focusing more at the beginning for cash flow. I'll start with cash flow first. You can see here in my Insight navigation or panel, there's a cash flow forecast. The cash flow forecast in the system has machine learning, where it will pick up what's in the system on a seamlessly manner. You can see here what are my receivables for a certain period in time, what are payables, and then you can see the totals. If I don't have cash, do I have enough cash to supply? Also, within my cash flow forecast, there are other options in here to show if you want to see accumulated cash, meaning as of, change in cash, meaning net change for the month, so on and so forth. And then you can filter the options to days, weeks, months, quarters, and years depending on what is relevant for you. So, going deep diving to cash flow. I'll go into cash flow worksheet. So in our cash flow worksheet, this is where we register all the cash flow items. If you can recall the 8 pillars, we have outstanding APR, budgets, liquidity, orders. So, those items will be pulled in here to make up the cash flow report. So to do that, I'll just click Process Suggest Lines. And then you can see here different options. Whatever is relevant to you. Do you do service order? So you can just select whatever relevant option applicable for you, so that the system will pull out the entries. And then it will provide us the details of what needs to be reflected in our cash flow. So you can see here there are different entries from receivables, payables, there are outstanding orders coming in from POs, jobs, projects, and then taxes. So with this, I'll be registering all these components. So once I register, it will be lodged into my cash flow forecast. So now when I go to my cash flow forecast, I can just seamlessly generate the report from here, if I want to do with whatever period I need. So you can see here, there are different options to view the cash flow, whatever you wanted to. You want a cash flow per day, week, month, you can manage that. So let's say I wanted to do bi-weekly. So you can see the order will change from week 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth, and then from there you can see here week 18. We have an outstanding receivable for 648. We have a forecasted payable, there's a forecasted purchase order. So, with that being said, are we going to have enough cash? Yes, we do, because the receivable will counter out the payables. If I want to know further details, there's an option to break it down and then drill down. So, you can see here what's the composition of the 10 GB. So, that's how we run cash flow. So, going into my second topic, which is financial GP analysis. In the system, there's a module or a function called Jobs. Jobs is a project management tool within the platform too. Pick up budgets, check actuals, and then do a project billable. On your screen, you can see there's a small project installation of Palisade grid for an extricable group. You can see here the person responsible, which is our salesperson and then our project manager. Within our task, there are different rows to see. You can see here, these are the product and then the cost of the product is 573. Of course, if I want to further drill down, I can click the hyperlink and then it will show you the product composition. For this project, I need these two items. These are the cost and then these are the quantities. And then, since this is an installation project, of course, there will be labor costs. So in relation to the labor costs, I need a resource, installation of the Palisade. So I need 10 hours of Catherine. Catherine costs us around 150. So 10 times 150, my expected labor cost is 15. So together with that, once I set up all the sources that will fill out my labor costs, totaling to a budget of X amount. Since delivery is also expected to be charged to the project, you can also add in a delivery line. Delivery expenses is to 50. That's our budgeted expenses. And since this delivery will be chargeable to the customer as well, I charge them 50% of my 250, which is 100% rather of my 250, which is 500. Other costs, which are thought to the project such as representation, entertainments, whatsoever, travel, transportation, that can be included to project P&L. What I budgeted for other costs is 15, totaling to a budget of 3,800, and then my project cost is 8,000 projected. So you can see here budget and then billable. Actual hasn't come in because I haven't done anything yet, so I'll be posting some actuals later on. Within the Jobs module, you can see here as well how much is the completion and how much % is already invoiced. And then, what are the overdue? Since this job cards serve as a project management tool, we can also indicate here the start date. and the end date so we know when are we going to forecast close the project. Within the job card, there's also payment terms, relevant information for shipment, start date and end date duration of the project, and then WIP recognition. This is all the numbers and figures related to a job card. I'll convert now my project from planning to open, meaning I will now accumulate costs. So to pick up the actuals and then put it into the project, we just raised a standard purchase order, purchase invoices, general journal, and then we just need to tag the corresponding job code. So what I did earlier was raise a purchase invoice. You can see in here. Let's say I incurred an expense for entertainment and PR from Progressive Home worth 100 GB. And then it will be tagged to this project. You can see here there's an option in our purchasing invoice to tag the project so that it will be, we can do it into a project P&L. So I can tag the corresponding project. And then I can tag it to a certain task or certain milestone. So what I will do is I'll post this purchasing invoice. Once I have it posted, the actuals will now be reflected to the project. So PI's already posted. Entries are being recognized for expenses. And then when we go into our job card, we should be able to see that there's actuals are now being incurred. When I open this project, you can see here that I incurred 64.88. 100 less VAT through this functionality. We can do a quick project P&L at the high level at a glance. I wanted to know if this project is profitable. You can see here I have a budget of 3,800. I've already incurred 60 for GB. I'm still within my budget. There are also relevant reports that we can use for job actual to budget. So this measures the project profitability. So let's say I'll filter it for this job. You can see here. Let me just scroll, zoom out. You can see here what are the budgeted costs. And then we have here usage, which are the actual incurred for a certain task, 1564. So we have here difference of 1,000 for 100, meaning we still have budget. In terms of usage, so we can still allocate 3,000 worth of cost to this project so that it will not be deficit. So that's how project budgets and actual work in PC. In relation to that, there are also reports wherein we can use to measure GB. I'll just run into a quick analysis view. So when I want to run in my P&L and then know my GB, I can just whip out my analysis by dimension. So this is a matrix wherein you can select whatever line or columns you require. So let's say I want to do January to December. When I show the matrix, we should be able to see my P&L. So for January, February, March, these are my numbers. So you can see here the total sales. You can see here my cost incurred for that revenue. And then of course, what I've set up here is GB. So you can see here, revenue for January, but we lost in February and then March. If I want to know why we lost 6.9 in March, Or why are we deficit with that numbers? I can just further drill down the amount then from here. I can do my analysis. There's also functionality in here if I want to see, let's say, department. I'll run it for, let's say, April 31, 2023. Not 31. Apologies, I'll move to 30. When I run this matrix, we should be able to see the departments. All the revenues are incurred into sales department. None from admin and then production, so if I want to check my GP, of course, all the revenues will be tagged to sales. But if I want to check bottom line as well, let's say I'm an accountant, I want to analyze my bottom line expenditure who incurred more. You can see here there are numbers tagged to multiple business unit or department. From here, you can analyze what happened. Why did I incur this cost? So you can see who incurred this cost. You can see admin, production, sales. So that's how we do our reports in Business Central. There are other tools within the platform to use the reporting, such as Account Schedule. So Account Schedule is a more comprehensive reporting tool with BC. In Account Schedule, you can actually do your X and Y axis. Let's say I want income statement. You can see here, you can group all the GL accounts. And then make your report. We have your GP. We have your expenditure, so on and so forth. We have here the rows. In addition to that, we have here the columns. So, what columns do I need? So in here, we can do that change. Do you want it to be compared to budget? We can also do that. So let's put A and B. And then column type will be budget, you know. It will be coming in from budget entries, and then what budget is applicable for product. I want to do comparison, so variance, right? So that's A minus B, so basically it's just Excel. I want to do comparison from previous year. You can do that change. And then we have here comparison date formula -1y because that's -1 here. And then once we build all the column definition, that's the time you can now generate the report. So from here, you can see here the net change. What are my budget? The variance. Of course, that's net change minus budget and then previous year balance. With that said, the system can help us understand where we're at and then what's our current standing. In terms of productivity, GP, so on and so forth. So probably I'll turn over back to Surajit. And then we'll close it up.
Thank you, John, for sharing more insight of how Business Central Finance feature will help your organization to improve gross margin and cash flow. Thank you, dear participants, who joined with us today with our invitation in the midst of your busy schedule for this knowledge-sharing session. I am sure you all have got much better idea about this finance feature of Business Central. So, we have reached to the closure of the session. If you have any questions or require services, please feel free to send us an email, info@inextricablegroup.com. We are happy to serve you. Until we meet again next week, 12th of May at 10 o'clock, sign off from IT BizTalk. Thank you.